Nothing is permanent. This is as much of a reminder for me as it is for you. So let's be real, this year's been tough and I've definitely made some mistakes while trying to get through it, but I learned from them and I figured out what's the best way to deal with times like this as best I can. But let's start with my big mistakes. Much to my team's agony, I defaulted into doing what I do best, get in the weeds. I decided to review in detail every single word of every single email, page, order form, post that was going out. I decided to attend every single meeting, call, and interview that was requested of me. I decided to throw random requests at them on Slack instead of taking the time to be clear about what I needed. Basically, doing a whole lot of non-CEO stuff that was not helping at all. All it was doing was leading me right into burnout until I had my big moment of clarity. And that came from Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. 80% done by someone else is 100% freaking awesome. And he was completely right. I was doing a lot of things that I didn't have to do. And the one thing I actually did need to do was getting lost in the middle, which was leading. I needed to lead my team, to empower them to make decisions, and lastly, to get myself out of their way. But even though these were practical things that I started doing, this is not the thing I wanted to talk to you about today. The last 6 months have easily been the hardest in my entrepreneurial journey, and I know it's not just me, it's not just you. But if there is one thing I have no doubt about, we will survive, because this is not permanent. What we need to do now is float. It's not the time for crazy growth. It's the time to stay in business. Just get through these choppy waters, get back to the basics, get back to what you know, what you can rely on. Stay in business, and when growth time comes again, you'll be ready to embrace it. And I know this doesn't sound very exciting, but it's actually a good reminder to have when things aren't going great. And the one thing you should focus on when times are tough is intangible ROI. Because as much as having your best revenue month or crushing every goal you set for your business is absolutely awesome, it doesn't always work out this way. Who here has seen this meme? It's been around forever, and it is totally true. You will have different phases in your entrepreneurial journey, and success is definitely not a straight line. Unfortunately, we can't always be on top. Trust me, this was not something easy for me to come to terms with, especially not this year when I had to face lower than normal revenue at the same time we had higher than normal expenses. Especially not this year when I invested my energy, financial resources, and time to launch and grow a new membership, which, by the way, is the toughest business model. Great timing, Julia. Jokes aside, I don't regret it. This membership is something that's been on my mind for a long time, and even though it was harder to pull off than predicted, I'm super proud of what we created. But back to intangible ROI. When you can't get excited about big revenue or skyrocketing sales, what is it that you can get excited about? Is it the people you meet in a mastermind? Or maybe it's the new skills that you've learned in this slower than normal period and that crazy good feeling of learning something new. Is it that client that you helped with an issue that was driving them absolutely crazy? Point is, the impact matters. The impact you have in others' lives, but also the people or actions that have an impact on you. Everything you do for your business is an investment of your time and focus. And sometimes the return may not be instantly visible, which is particularly hard to accept when we're geared to want everything to be immediate. But the truth is, most things in life start out feeling tough, and you still do it and get through it because you know it will lead to something better. We just have the bad habit of overlooking the mini micro moments that make a really big difference. We are conditioned to measure everything in terms of money. If you aren't making a bajillion bucks, you aren't winning. That's one reason why we are reworking Geekpack's vision and mission statements, and why I decided to hold our very first in-person team retreat. Because we believe success is beyond a dollar amount. The retreat was a very special moment for me, as it was for my team members as well. My business never would have taken off and sustained all these years if I didn't have a ride or die team that kept me in check, in good times and in not so good times. So on the first day when we got together, we went back to 2018 when everything started. We went back, and year by year, we wrote this big list of everything we'd accomplished. Seeing our progress like that as a timeline on the wall was a huge moment for me. It's so easy to forget where you started, but we've come a long way, and regardless of the turmoil that's going on this year, we need to be there for our students. And we need to keep our eyes on the big goal. It's now time to reset. It's time to have our second win. It's time to reflect on what we've done, steady the boat, and come out the other end. Our team retreat was a big highlight, and that's what I want to remember about this year. So if there's one thing I can ask you after watching this video is to take a moment to reflect. Reflect on all those wins that put a smile on your face, even if they didn't bring in instant revenue. Better yet, comment and share those wins with me. And check out this next video.